They both smell amazing, nice and fluffy, but
This not fluffy, this soggy, it almost porridge. What is that clump of sadness?
oh, phoy, yo, that's not good, is it? Okay, fair enough, he got me. But, to be fair, I did make 5 recipes in that video, and that was genuinely leftover rice from a busy family where we just like wanted some rice, and I thought it'd do the job, and it did end up looking like rice pudding. But Uncle Roger didn't stamp his foot. He said I looked about 35, and he liked the fact that I loved MSG, which for me today stands for my second go. Yes, today I'm attempting to make a better egg fried rice, and if you're gonna be a nephew Barry, you might as well do it properly, or at least try and do a bodged version. Right, I feel like I work at a summer camp. I really hope my doorbell doesn't go. All right, so let's talk about the recipe. I couldn't find an official Uncle Roger egg fried rice recipe unless I've missed it. But another food creator that I enjoyed, Joshua Weissman, is actually quite good pals with Uncle Roger and has actually done his egg fried rice, but better. It looks absolutely awesome. However, I must say there are some quirky ingredients in this. So there's rice, eggs, oil, some shallots instead of onions. Okay, not too bad, but then it gets onto some really interesting things. Sweet soy sauce. I've never seen sweet soy sauce before. Double-aged soy sauce, something called sambal, and even something called galangal. Yes, I have 100% pronounced that wrong, but to give myself the best chance possible, yesterday I popped to a massive Asian supermarket. All right, Wai Hong supermarket. This place is massive. Look at all of this soy sauce. This is crazy. I don't know what lemon sauce is, but I want some of that. Sweet soy sauce, this might be the biggest bottle I've ever seen. Looks like a beer, but that will do. That is galangal. Amazing. That's the one I need. Sambal Olek, apparently. Never knew there were so many sambals. But I couldn't get the aged soy sauce. There's so many there, so I've got this. This is apparently one of the most premium brands of dark soy sauce. The guy freaked out when I asked him about using mushroom sauce, so I'm going to use this. I don't see the MSG anywhere, but I'm sure it's here. Luckily, I've got enough of that at home. Right, let's get out. All right, that was rather interesting indeed. They didn't have carry bags, so you just grab a box. So I've got a load of random goodies in there. They did have the aged soy sauce, but they only sold it in a gigantic barrel. So I don't know if that's for like Chinese restaurants, because a lot of them shop in there. So maybe he said I literally could have swam in it. I don't think I'm going to need that much, but I'll tell you what, some of those ingredients in there I really could not have got hold of in my standard supermarket. Even got myself a proper wok. This is a carbon steel one, and I think we've got to season it. I've never done that before. And that's not just putting salt and pepper on it. I found some carbonara bacon noodles and something called Calpis soda. Ooh, that's nice. That tastes like Sprite mixed with ice cream. All right, so this is the sweet soy sauce. Thailand's #1 seasoning brand, Duc Somboon. And this is the premium dark soy sauce, which costs an absolute fortune, but the guy was raving about it in there. Oh, wow. Yep, that looks like chili paste, all right? This is the sambal. Smells really good, though. All right, so, like ginger. It looks just like ginger, actually. I'm intrigued to try it. I mean, hopefully it tastes like creamy Sprite. Oh, gosh. That's like eating a tree. No. Let's try the sambal. Oh, woo! Yeah. The dark soy sauce. Ooh. Oh, that's lovely. Really intense. Water, salt, soy contains licorice. I can't stand licorice, I like that. And a little bit of yeast extract. So some person, where is this from? It's from Taiwan, but bottled in Nottingham. There's someone in Nottingham in England putting Marmite in that bottle. But what about this much thicker sweet soy sauce? Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is not salty at all. That's pretty much like a black honey. That is gorgeous. If I was to have that blindfolded, I would not think that was soy sauce. Right. The rice I was using was leftovers from a weeknight meal where we'd used it on the hob just to satisfy the family, so it wasn't the best, and a lot of you guys have said, please use a rice cooker. So yesterday, I did that so we could actually overnight chill our rice, giving it a good old wash many times to get rid of that starch. Oh wow, look at that color change. I feel like I'm washing cheese again. Once I was happy with the drained rice, pushing it into the rice cooker from the bowl, which was one of the most fiddliest things ever. I think I got about 90% of it in there. Adding in the required amount of water and getting the rice cooker going. By washing off the starch, hopefully we're gonna stop it sticking together so much.
Look at the rice all come together, Snow.
But I was genuinely a little bit worried.
Oh.
I don't know about this. Look, it's really sticky and clumping together. We've got to trust it. Now, apparently I don't understand this, but by putting it in the fridge, that's actually going to dry out the moisture from it and make it from as sticky as it is to hopefully a little bit more drier and get individual grains. And the next morning, which is actually this morning, I have been pleasantly surprised. Morning. This tray is blooming freezing. Look, it has actually, oh my gosh, that is crazy. It was so gummy last night, and it is still like held together a little bit, but it does separate. I love how the fridge has basically dried that out. So before we think about seasoning our wok, let's at least start to get the stir-fry sauce ready. So I'm just gonna grate this. I'd love to have filmed more scenes in that supermarket. I was getting followed around by a security guard at one point. I think basically because I looked like I was the only person that didn't know what they were doing in there. All right, the only other thing to really prep is 3 garlic cloves that I've just been rocking with my seesaw. So let's get those things in first. Garlic cloves. The sweet soy sauce. The dark soy sauce. There's the sambal. And last but not least, some sesame oil, which I did have some in the house. The chunks in the chili in the sambal have kind of blended in with the galangal. Am I even speaking English right now? But I have to say, that smells incredible. So that's our sauce. Oh, there we go. Standard. So yeah, I bought this carbon steel wok. It's really nice and light. The pan I used was actually flat bottom. This is round intentionally. It helps get more heat up the sides, apparently. I don't have a wok grill or a wok hob, whatever they call them. I've got my standard one. But we have to season the pan. I've never seasoned the pan before. I've always gone like easy and done the non-stick ones. They make me feel really comfortable. It had a much more flat bottom, so I can't get the heats that these can. But apparently on the first wash, what you want to do is get some very hot dishwater to get rid of that initial factory coating. But here's the thing, okay? We don't want to leave it wet for too long because it could get something called flash rusting. Sounds like a band. And dry it thoroughly. I wondered why I had this over my shoulder. That has genuinely come in useful. Seasoning a pan for some people becomes like more of a pleasure, and it can really help build up flavor. I think there's something called like wok hay. But this is the thing I've never done before, right? This apparently needs to have the steel opened on it. To open the steel, we've got to get this over a high heat fully, so there might be some sort of color change. I have no idea. I really do feel like I work at a leisure centre or I'm about to go do the kids' disco on a holiday resort. This is the hottest ring that I have on my hob. It's gas. Nowhere near, like I say, the ones that are used in restaurants. They get apparently nearly like 5 to 10 times hotter. But this, it should pack a punch. But what we have to do is warm this up. And like, we have to rotate it fully to season it. Oh, I'm seeing smoking. I'm seeing smoking. Is that good? Oh my gosh. Oh look, it's going golden. Look, in the middle there. Wow, that is crazy, it stinks. All right, I gotta say, look at that. Cut, I'll try and bring it there. Awesome. I've not gone all the way to the top, but I'm getting kind of scared. Apparently what we do now, this is where Uncle Roger reacts to my new reaction to try and make it better, and I don't want that. Apparently a neutral oil, so here is some rapeseed oil. Ugh. Oh, that's too much. There's too much. So we're just lubricating it in a neutral oil, but apparently just a thin amount. You don't want any puddles, and to be fair, this kitchen towel, wow, that's hot. Oh, wow. All right, I'm still alive. And we're supposed to just warm off and evaporate the rest, so it might smoke again. And apparently you want to keep doing this like 3 or 4 times for best results. So I will do it 2 more times. I won't put you through that, but that's looking really cool. Okay, so apparently to reinforce the non-stick layer that we've now imparted on after 3 goes, I am gonna add a smidgen of oil. Wow, that just slid down there. And it says something fatty, so I've got some bacon. Ugh. Apparently because it's fatty, it helps impart the non-stick layer. Oh my gosh. Come on. I'm not sure about this bacon. I didn't cook it anywhere near to the max, but it's left this like black trail on the pan. Now, apparently that's not necessarily always a bad thing. The other thing now is washing this pan has got to be delicate. Warm water, nothing soapy at all. I've just done a fresh batch. Apparently soap is a no-no. Reminds me of some of my friends. Your pan turns into like a little baby, you got to look after it. I wonder if this is what they do every night after a Chinese takeaway closes down, if they like just have to wash all their pans with hot water. That's crazy. What are we doing? I don't know, maybe bacon was a bad choice. It just said something fatty will help it. But I can't deny, that is smoking off, all right? Wok hey? Wok In a minute, we've got a deep fry. This is what happens with the shallots, which I just watched Josh Weissman's video, and he actually pronounces it.
Now we're gonna fry some shallots.
Shallots. So yeah, I've gone to all that effort of cleaning my pan out again, but we're now gonna pour a massive amount of oil in just to fry these up. And apparently we do it whilst the oil warms up, and it might bubble up in a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do like this now. It better be good though, otherwise I'll stop, and that's shallot. Dad joke. They look absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I've just been slicing up some more shallots, slightly more fine. Spring onion, we've got some more for garnish too. Red chili, white pepper, some more garlic cloves, and of course our good old friend the MSG, which is actually telling me to add, and I usually have a much smaller measure in here for that, 2 teaspoons of MSG. MSG, mistakes, seasoned gracefully. Oh gosh, wish me luck. All right, so 3 eggs in a bowl, little mix with a fork, and I'm gonna have it to one side with my other bits and bobs. Right, that's our prep done. Shall we do this? All right, this pan is about to get some duck fat added to it. Oh my gosh, this stuff is cheeky. Makes some amazing roast potatoes. Garlic going in, 30 seconds on its own. All right, just to get it fragrant. In go the shallots, the chilies, and the spring onions. That colour is amazing. Now the eggs go in. Go on, mate. Apparently we let it stand for a few seconds and then start to break it up as it cooks. Oh my gosh, that is cooking. That's it. We want to get it into little pieces like this. In goes our rice. Wow. Okay, now that looks a lot more like egg fried rice. All right, I'm tossing it around a little bit. Oh my gosh, there was heat then. Something just hit me. Oh, okay, it smells brilliant. I think I need this as a bit of a sweat towel. All of that fat has been completely absorbed. The white pepper goes on, and the MSG. All right, oh my gosh, it just chucked rice everywhere. It's telling me to toast it in not all areas, just some of it. In fairness, I think I've got about half left in my pan, and the other half all over my hob. Right, let's get this off. I'm gonna have to pour this on a little bit at a time. Because I was thinking, oh, it's a little light, but of course we've not added any soy at all. Oh my word, that's just completely transformed it. I think we're done, Uncle. There is rice all over my floor. It is literally everywhere. On the other side as well. Right, let's finish it. Here we go. Oh, it's like falling apart. Look, that rice is like not clumping whatsoever. It smells out of this world. But I have to admit, I was like a little worried. The colour, it was like, well, it's a bit plain. Normally you like make soy sauce during making it. It was just doing that off the heat. But we really did fry that rice. There's some real, it's hard to show on the camera, like some nicely charred edges, but not completely obliterated. I don't know how to make this look nice. I'm terrible at food styling. My videos have never been about that. You know that, guys. It's been really cool to get called out though. Like, I don't get to collaborate that often, so this is, I guess, is kind of like that. Slate me all you want. I cannot wait to try this. This is not the greatest photo in the world, but Uncle Roger and I have been messaging, and I've literally just sent him that photo. All right, I know I should be using chopsticks or something like that, but to be honest, I'm so relieved we've even got to this point. Here we go. It did smell a bit peppery. It's got really strong peppery depth to it. And the heat from that sambal, or at least it's sangao, that is without shadow of doubt the best egg fried rice I have ever tried. Possibly slightly too much heat from Mrs. B and the kids.
That is incredible. That's the best egg fried rice I've ever eaten.
I was gonna skip those fried shallots, so I'm so glad I didn't. That extra little crunch on top. The rice is mildly toasted but flavoured by that sauce and not greasy and overpowering. The egg is woven through it, the chilli, the spring onion, the shallots as well. Absolutely outstanding. I've loved today. Yes, I got slated, but I think a lot of people would love to be slated by Uncle Roger. I don't mind in a strange way. Maybe that's the key thing of what Uncle Roger's trying to be. He wants people to like force themselves, to push themselves, and I've learnt so much today, even seasoning this blooming thing here. I don't know what I was doing. But it's been fun. So if Josh Weissman is watching, fantastic recipe, my friend, absolutely out of this world. Uncle Roger, if you're watching, I've learned, I've grown, I've not stamped my foot. But I know this is just the start of it. It could be so much better. Maybe I could fly over to do a video with you in person. You can show me how it's done. As you've said when you were next in London, I don't live anywhere near London. I live in a place where there's probably more cows than there are people. Incredible. So from this MSG, mildly shamed guy, there's so many things we come up with. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I don't think orange wasn't going to suit me, but it's not too bad. I do feel like I need to go and close the leisure centre, though.